Welcome to TRS Clips, the channel that we hope is like a brain workout for you. Why are there more people who are thinking about suicide even if they're not at the peak of their own sadness? What's
Right.
happening in society?
Okay, great. So let's look at it this time. Everyone has a different definition of the meaning of life. The simplest way to look at it, because we don't want to put people in boxes. Everyone's life's going to be different depending on their childhood, their finances, what they went through. Some children have gone through child molestation, some have gone through bullying, etc. So we can't put everyone in a box and give them a pep talk saying, "Be happy, you have one life, be scared of karma," etc. Religion and spirituality have found their way to gracefully tell us that, you know, it's something that you shouldn't be doing. And they're right, but it weighs down as a heavy guilt on most people. So the point is, when we look at life and the meaning that all of us have, our life is currently the meaning that we give to it. We all have life in us, we're alive. What meaning have we been able to give our life or extract from our life becomes the definition of your life meaning. So if you've given your life meaning through compassion, love, purpose, etc., that's the definition of your life meaning. If you've given your life meaning through always being a victim, always complaining, living in scarcity, the lowest vibration, trying to pull down one another, all of that stuff, which is rampant in today's times, okay? That's the meaning of your life. Now, when it comes to taking your own life, you see, there are three reasons which are root cause. One is a genuine chemical imbalance or a physical imbalance. Let's go back to the story. I want to take 2 minutes to tell you the story. Okay, I don't remember the name or the specifics because I love these stories. Young boy, excellent, university in the US, growing up beautifully, apple of the parents' eyes, teachers, growing up, church choir, etc. Everything going well, all of that stuff. Married, beautiful family. One day goes by his gun, goes to university, stands on the roof and shoots down 16 kids. They found a letter in his drawer, okay, going back 3 months, just saying that of late, I don't feel good in my head. I don't know what's happening with me. I have dark thoughts, but I'm feeling good. I'm also feeling happy. I'm feeling amazing. I'm feeling loving. No one could pick up these symptoms, all right? And he wrote at the end of the letter that I offer my body. I don't know. I feel something bad's going to happen for an autopsy. When they did an autopsy of this young man, they found a tumor in his brain that was pressing against a part of his brain that distorts decision making to a point that it can be violent. Now, what do we call this? There was no hopelessness. There was no helplessness. He had no suffering in his life. It was a physical tumor that was causing the problem. So my advice to people is the moment you start to have feelings like this, the first thing is to talk about it because most of us don't understand our own minds. The first thing we'll go and do is we'll go on to Google, ChatGPT, we'll try to correlate. But when it's the human mind, so one is a physical, two is a chemical imbalance. Some people, no matter how much they have in life, how things are going, if there is a chemical imbalance, like in a bipolar patient, in a schizophrenic patient, they are not in control. They need medication, they need counseling, etc., to stabilize them. The third, when life throws us the cards that leads us towards helplessness or hopelessness, chronic, not a little bit. I'm feeling helplessness today, etc., etc. No, I'm constantly feeling helpless, hopeless. This could have been caused by certain wounds, childhood wounds, betrayal, hurt, rape, etc., and all these wounds because they've not healed. They lead us more and more into these stages of helplessness and hopelessness, which was the final thing is that I just don't want to live anymore. Now, I will also throw light on the other part, the people who don't follow up through it. We should treat them with genuineness, but a lot of people use it to seek attention, validation. They just want that attention because they've never got it. Not in a bad way. Not in a bad way. Like, children throw tantrums. Why? They want attention. Adults throw tantrums. Why? They also want attention. A wife throwing a tantrum to a husband or a partner, let's not even talk about marriage or whatever, or vice versa, is nothing but an indirect call for, hear me, see me. I'm here. I want attention. It's a tantrum. Sometimes people go to that last stage because it's the ultimate. Everyone will suddenly give you all the direction in the world. Like, what heals a lot of my patients? When they get really sick, the family starts to spend more time with them. They start to thrive because they never got that time with their families before. So you see, it's a very dark subject to talk about, but I want people to understand that the first thing you need to do, even if it's the slightest, you got it once or twice, you figure it out yourself, good. Just let someone know about it. Because dealing with the human mind is a very complicated thing. And as much as we, especially men, love to be in control, we don't want to know, we don't want people to know that we're weak, that we're thinking these thoughts. But I think the strongest men are the ones who can be vulnerable. Of course, they don't go emotionally crying over the internet and crying to everyone and stuff like that. That's emotional instability. But you have the courage because you have responsibility. There are so many people dependent on you. There are so many people whose lives will be affected if you take your own life. So I should be vulnerable enough to say that, hey, listen, I have a darkness in me I cannot control. I may need help. I just want you to know about that. It's so important for us to do that today. The generations above, and this is one lesson that the youth should not learn. They think they know it all. Control. No, I know it all. I know it all. They never went for help. You know how many of them could get better if they actually took therapy or counseling and they learned to release their emotions? You know how many men are contorted with anger and rage and because they've come, and it's not their fault. That's how their generation trained them. You know how many women heal when they start to express their emotions? The healing is unbelievably miraculous, and it's documented. It's documented in medical journals. Just expression. I'll tell you, you find any person who gives you the gift of hearing, real listening and hearing, you will find a part of your heart automatically gets attracted to them. I'm not talking about physical, etc. That can come, because that's what we're all craving for. Someone listens to you. You love that person. You want more and more of that person. It's such a powerful gift because that's what we're all yearning for. So I think when it comes to taking your life, I would want you to know it's a difficult world. Social media is also, like if people are, I always say, if you're a victim of social media, don't be on it. It's going to consume you. But if you have the right mindset, strong, I know what I'm consuming, I know when to stop, I know when I'm overdoing it, go. It can help you build businesses, etc., learn so many things. But speak to someone if that thought comes. And if you start feeling that your behaviors are changing, I mean, today, come on, we spend a ton of money on everything else. Go get a neurologist, get an MRI done, figure out what's going wrong in your brain, because we are having abnormal growths in different parts of our bodies today because of the kind of world we live in. Adulterated food, pollution in the air, our DNA is changing, mutations are happening. So I don't want people to omit the possibility of a physical issue in the brain as well.
So this inner darkness in society is increasing partially because of physical factors that you just listed out.
Mostly mental. Physical factors would lead to a physical symptom and an emotional symptom. Like, I don't know why I'm doing this. Let's see. Truthfully, I did something like this. I hurt someone, whatever. I know the reason why. I was jealous, revenge, etc. But I actually start doing things that I can't control. Physical.
Yeah,
you check that out.
You mentioned tumor. Got me thinking about cancer and about how we had Dr. Putambekar on the show some time ago. And I'd asked him that, does cancer kind of happen gradually? And he's like, yes.
It's true.
You can pick up on signs that you're more prone to cancer. He said muh ke chhale, like sores in the mouth.
Yeah.
He named a bunch of factors. But that was something that stuck with me. It's something so tiny. I have friends from college who used to get chhale even back then. And I see those same friends now, they're very bitter about life. And I kind of know what's happening in that person's body distantly because of what I've learned through the show.
Yeah.
And they're not changing their emotional patterns, etc. But cancer is something that develops over time. Dr. Putambekar, yourself, any cancer expert, everyone says that these are gradual things that happen in the body and can be prevented over time because of lifestyle factors, but also because of emotional factors. So in this conversation about darkness, we're kind of highlighting the emotional factors more. And you're saying that very often it's quality time spent with other human beings who are ready to listen to you. That's a big healing factor, right? It kind of makes me think that have we become bad listeners in society?
Very bad.
Right?
Most of us. I think you're blessed if you have someone who can listen to you. I mean, there are counselors, there are therapists, but I'm saying, non-professional. Like I believe, if everyone could master the gift of giving, listening to someone, it can change everything. I mean, it's a human requirement because we're always trying to fix a problem. We're always trying to listen. Our minds are working so fast that we want to give the solution. Or we're not genuinely interested. We will just move on. But just listen. I think it's such a powerful healing.
थैंक यू फॉर वॉचिंग द क्लिप दोस्तों. मेरा होप ये है कि आप हर हफ्ते इसी चैनल पर लौट आओ ताकि जितने भी पॉडकास्ट हम अपलोड कर रहे हैं ना उनका सार आपको इस चैनल पर मिले.